Okay, welcome to the fifth regular course. As you remember, we're going to work with the new cutting-edge pre-intermediate, and today we are going to continue with the page 52. Page 52 in your student book. The model 6. And the model 6, the title of this model is time off. Time off. And time off means tiempo libre, tiempo de vacaciones. Time off. And in this model, we're going to see intentions and wishes. Intention and wishes. For example, we're going to use the verb going to, the verb planning to, the verb would like to, and the verb would rather. Would rather. And predictions. Here we have some predictions like will and won't. In the pronunciation, we're going to practice the contractions and weak forms. And will and would. We are going to work with the vocabulary, holidays too. So in pronunciation, contractions, weak forms, will and would, and intonation. That is very important for you. Vocabulary, holidays. Listening, in this model, we are going to see the holiday from hell. And in real life, we are going to see social chit-chat. Social chit-chat. And in the task, we are going to see the plan your dream holiday. In writing, we are going to see write a postcard. Okay, let's go to work with the activity number 1 on page 52. Language focus, intention and wishes. Discuss the following questions with other students. Think about this. Are you usually free at the weekend, or do you have a lot of work or study? Maybe today you have a lot of free time at the weekend. The other question is, how many weeks holiday from work or school do you have every year? How many weeks? I think so in Bolivia we have 2 months. Yes, 2 months of holiday from the school. But what about the work? How many weeks holiday you have? And the question is it enough? Is enough? Or do you think it's not enough? Do you think people in your country have enough free time? Generally, think about people in different types of job. What do you say about this?
Teacher, how do you say, or what does mean enough?
Okay, enough. Enough
Yes.
means suficiente. Do you think
Sorry?
suficiente?
Okay.
Do you think, for example, 2 weeks of holiday in Bolivia for the students of the school, is it enough or is not enough? What do you think?
Yeah.
It's enough.
It's enough, right? Two months. What about the vacation or the holiday in the university? 2 weeks. Is it
A
enough?
week.
A week. Is it enough or not?
Yes, it's enough.
Just a week
Normally.
or 5 days.
Yes, it's not enough, I think.
Not enough.
It's a little bit, un poquito.
It's not.
Yes, it is not enough. For example, the next question is, do you think people in your country have enough free time? Generally? For example,
Depends.
Yes, depends.
depends of the work, right? For example, I don't know,
Yes.
teachers, do you think they have enough free time? Maybe, but
Maybe.
but the question is maybe they have other job too, not only as a teachers, because they maybe some of them they have other business like selling some things in the market, for example, or they have other business for painting or other things like that. Next part, liveware or couch potato. Liveware or couch potato. Liveware is a person who is active, like this girl, active. She is fitness. She's fitness. Liveware. Couch potato is like this person.
Gracias, dice. Hasta luego, que le vaya bien.
Okay, thank you. A couch potato is like this person who is sitting maybe a lot of time and is only eating and doing nothing. The question is, are you liveware or couch potato? And here we have 12 sentences, and you have to put, you have to tick. For example, I am going to walk for more than half an hour today. Who of you are going to do this? Walk for more than half an hour.
No one, because we are in quarantine.
Yes, no one, nobody, because we are in quarantine and it's not possible. Let's go to check the next. Look at the pictures on page 52. Can you guess what a couch potato and liveware are? Okay, let's go to answer. For example, work with a partner, think the sentence that are true for you. Like somebody says here, I'm going to work for more than half an hour today. Cross. It's a cross because you are not going to. What about this? I like to spend my next holiday lying on a beach doing nothing. In Bolivia, we don't have beach, so cross. What about here?
In the right, the river.
I'd rather means preferiría. I'd rather play sport than watch it. What do you think? ¿Preferirías jugar deporte que verlo? If you say
Just
tick, tick.
Yes.
If you like watch it, only cross. I am not planning to get up before 10 tomorrow. What do you think? Yes or no? Get up before 10. No estoy planificando levantarme antes de las 10 mañana. Yes, maybe some of you say yes or other no. 5, I am going to play an outdoor sport, e.g. tennis, soccer this weekend. Going to play outdoor. Outdoor means un deporte fuera de casa, outdoor, al aire libre. I am going to play an outdoor sport. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not possible to play tennis, soccer this weekend, so cross. I like to spend more time in bed than I normally do. I'd like, me gustaría, pasar más tiempo en cama que lo que normalmente hago. I'd like to spend more time in bed than I normally do. Yes or cross? Okay, next one. 7. In a strange city, I'd rather go sightseeing than staying in a hotel room. Yes.
Teacher, what is the meaning of sightseeing? Sightseeing?
Sightseeing. Sightseeing is like echarle un vistazo a la ciudad. In a strange city, I'd rather go sightseeing than stay in a hotel room. What activity you do in a strange city, en una ciudad diferente, extraña? ¿Prefieres ir a echarle un vistazo a la ciudad o prefieres quedarte en el hotel? If you say, I'd rather go sightseeing than stay in a hotel, my hotel room, say tick or cross. 8, I'd rather take the lift than walk up a flight of stairs. Lift, ascensor. I'd rather take the lift than walk up a flight of stairs.
No.
¿Prefieres el ascensor que caminar?
Yes.
Excellent. But maybe some of you no prefer the lift. Next one, I am planning to go skiing and or surfing sometime this year.
No.
Maybe in La Paz, I know, skiing, but surfing maybe in Iquique. Are you planning? If you say yes, tick or cross. 10, I am going to spend most of this evening in front of a TV or computer screen. Yes or cross. Next one, 11, I like to go on a cycling holiday or climb a mountain one day. Next one, 12, I am planning to buy a more comfortable sofa when I have enough money. So tick or cross. Now, the next one is that you are going to count how many cross and how many tick. Count it. Cuéntenlo. How many cross and how many ticks? Maybe most of you have a lot of cross. So take care. Compare your answer with the class. Okay, let's continue. Now we're going to work with the grammar part. Page 53. Page 53, we have the grammar part. And here we have some examples of the verbs that we are going to use to talk about planning and to talk about future. For example, here, choose the alternative which has the closest meaning to the sentence. For example, here we have, I am going to. I am going to. This is future. I am planning to is future too. Estoy planeando. And I'd like to, me gustaría. So for example here, which of these three sentences is closest to this sentence? The meaning, I am going to buy a new computer. So I hope I can buy a new computer, or I intend to buy a new computer, or I want to buy a new computer. What of these three sentences is a little bit similar to this first sentence?
I want to buy a new computer.
I intend to buy a A new computer.
I intend.
I intend. Yes, I intend
I
because you're going to think, you are going to look for some computers. Intent means that you were visiting some stores and you are looking for information maybe in the internet. So I intend to buy a new computer. And what about the next one? I am planning to buy a new computer. Planning.
The first, I have thought carefully.
I have thought carefully about buying. Yes. Yes, I have thought carefully about buying a new computer because plan means that you have sitting and you are going to think about this, what's the best for you, and I have thought means carefully about buying a new computer. What about I'd like to buy a new computer?
The second,
Second,
I want to buy a new computer.
Yes, I want to buy a new computer. That's good. And here is the answers. I intend to buy a new computer. I have thought carefully about buying a new computer and I want to buy a new computer. What about I rather? When we are talking about rather, it's about that you have to choose an election into two things. Preferiría. I rather buy a new computer than a second-hand one. Which one is similar of this sentence?
The second,
The
I
second.
want to buy a second-hand computer.
I want to buy a second-hand computer.
I want to buy.
I want to buy. I like new computers more than second-hand ones. Because here it's saying preferiría, it's only a desire. What else can we say, for example, about would rather? Means that we want one thing more than another things. So, I write buy a new computer. Preferiría una nueva computadora que de unas de segunda mano. So here say, I like new computers.
I like new computer.
Yes, new computers more than second hands. And no, the other sentences are not saying that I intend to buy. No, I like. So this is. What verb of the form of the verb do we use after going to, after I am going, I am planning, I like? What form do we use after I rather? What form of the verb? The infinitive, right? The infinitive. I think so. In Maribel's house are watching some movies. So the infinitive, because you say, I am going to, I am planning to, I like to. So in this part, we use the infinitive. And what word do we use after I rather? Only a verb without to. And what does I'd mean? And I'd like and I'd rather? Had or I would? The abbreviation is I'd, but what is it had or is it would?
Would.
Would, yes, definitely. Make sentences into questions. How can you change this positive sentence into questions? For example, you are going to see it. For making a question.
Are you going to see?
Yes, are you going to see
Are
it
you
for planning?
are you
Are you
planning to do
planning
it?
to do it?
Are you planning to do it? And what about like?
Would you like to see it?
Like,
Would you like to see it? And rather,
Would you rather go home?
would you rather go home? Yes. And here we have the answers. So infinitive after I'm going to, I am planning to, I like to. Infinitive is meaning that in a normal way we have to put the verb after these forms of verbs. And here is saying what does I mean, and I like we use would. And the questions, are you going to see it? Are you planning to do it? Would you like to see it? Would you rather go home? Excellent. Let's go to the page 151, the language summary A on page 151. And here we have the three forms, positive, negative form, and question form for going to and for planning. I am going to, I am planning to buy a car. Negative, I am not going to, I am not planning to buy a car. Questions, am I going to buy a car? Am I planning to buy a car? And plural, you, we, they are going to planning a car. And in the third person, he, she is going to buy a car, or he is planning, or she is planning to buy a car. Here is the rule. We use going to talk about what we intend to do in the future. It can be the near future or the more distant future. I'm going to be a famous actor. I'm going to be a famous actor. This is an intent. It's a desire. Are you going to see him again? Is talking about a future intention. We normally use planning to when we have thought carefully about the plan. So planning, we use planning when we are when we have thought about a plan and decided how to do it. For example, what are you planning to say at the meeting? Planning, remember plan? And planning is with double N, right? With double N. So are you going to, what are you planning to say at the meeting? I am planning to leave this company next year. So I have sat and think about what's the best decision for my future. And so I am saying I am planning to leave this company next year. Would like to and would rather, positive. I, you, he, she, we, and they. The contraction is apostrophe with the date like. So that means they would like, les gustaría, I would like. And rather stay at home. We say that I would rather stay at home. Preferiría, I would rather stay at home, quedarme en casa. Negative, wouldn't. I wouldn't like to stay at home. No me gustaría. And they'd rather not. They'd rather not stay at home. Ellos preferirían no quedarse. They'd rather not stay at home. And for questions, we have to use would. Would you like to stay at home? Or would Would you rather stay at home? Good. We just would like to say what we want to do. I like to travel around the world one day. It is less direct than want to, and we often use it to be polite. Because when we use would like is polite, es amable. We use this, especially in questions. Would you like to see the menu? ¿Te gustaría ver el menú? We use would rather to say we prefer one thing to another thing. After this form, we always use the infinitive without to, yes. Rather, we use rather without to, right? I rather go on a walking holiday. Beach holidays are boring. Would you rather sit inside or on the terrace? Remember, we don't usually use would rather in negative sentences. In negative sentence, we don't have rather, I wouldn't rather. No, it's not correct. Only in positive, I would rather go on a walking holiday. Okay, practice. Go back to the page 53. Page 53 in your student book, the practice. And you're going to say this. Use the phrases below to make 6 good resolutions for the future with going to. For example, you say, I am not going to argue with my sister anymore. Argue means discutir. No discutiré con mi hermana nunca más. I'm going to spend less money on clothes. I'm going to spend less money, less, menos. For example, what are your 6 good resolutions that you can do? I spend more time maybe working or studying. I spend more time studying English, for example. I saved up with going to. I am not going, or I am going to save up money to buy what? I am going to save up money to buy a car, to buy a
new car.
A laptop, a PlayStation. I am going to save up. And what about spend more? Spend more. I am going to spend more money on studies. I am going to spend less money on food, for example. I am not going to eat. So write it in your notebooks, 6 good resolutions for the future, for your life. Have you finished with your 6 good resolutions? Okay, we were working on this practice and about the 6 resolutions for the future with going to. The next activity is saying, when you have some free time, do you go away for the day or do you go away for the weekend when you have free time? What do you do when you have free time? Te sales a otra parte todo el día o el fin de semana. Use the prompts below, these sentences below, to make questions with planning to, would like, or would rather. Then ask 2 other people. For example, here you can say, are you planning to have any days or weekends away in the near future? And who is planning to go with? So this is make questions, okay? Make questions. Are you planning to have any days or weekends away in the near future? Who is planning to go with? And next question, which places near your home do you like, would you like to visit for the day? Would like, remember, right? Would like. So which places near your home would you like to visit for the day? And what about C? Which other parts of your country? What's the answer for this question? Would like, would
Visit.
Would like, would rather, what's it?
Would like.
Would like.
Would like,
Would like.
yes. Or would you like? Which other
Would
part
you
of
like
the country would you like to visit
to visit?
for a few days?
Days.
Yes. What about the for a weekend away?
Would you
Would
rather?
Would you rather be?
Yes, would you rather visit? Would you rather visit
rather
the
visit?
mountains, the seaside, or a city? Would you rather visit? What about E? Which of these cities
Would you rather?
Would you
would
rather
you
visit?
rather visit for a long weekend? New York, Paris, or London? And F, which other cities
Would you like?
Would you like?
would you like to visit one day? If you have finished these questions in your books, the final result is going to be like this. Are you planning to have any days or weekends away in the near future? Who are you planning to go with? Yes, who are you planning to go with? ¿Con quién estás pensando o planificando ir? Who are you planning to go with? Which places near your home would you like to visit for the day? And which other parts of your country, the same, would you like to visit for a few days? For a weekend away, would you rather visit the mountains? Which of these cities would you rather visit for a long weekend? And which other cities would you like to visit one day? So we are going to stop here, students.